We'll see.
There we go. Sorry, guys. Just had to get the mic up and going. Hello, hello. This is why we started a little early, so we could, work out our little quirkinesses. Hey, Robin. Good morning. Can you hear us? I'm going to check the chat, too, to make sure I can write in the chat. I'm seeing your chat. So that's good. Yay, Jeanette's here too. Sorry, I couldn't figure out. Oh, there's like 20 million little settings, and because I unplug and plug in, it's like I have to go through it all once again. We're over here on my desk today. Hooray! And I would actually have the camera on my face, but once again, like that would require all of the, hi, all of the moving about of everything. It's I don't know. One of these days we'll have some kind of professional, set up studio something or other. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe not. We have chat going. We have...
Oh, I see the little green thing zipping across there.
Yes, we have sound. Oh, I might even turn down a little
Lights,
bit.
camera. Oh, yeah. Does that seem like it's hollering?
Yeah, it was hitting the red.
Oh.
I get better sound over here on this side of the room, I think. It's more... I don't know. Let us know in the chat. Welcome to anybody that has never, that's new. If you haven't been here, we're just, today we're going to do another kind of chatty session and figure out, we might do some things if we can get to it, but more or less we wanted to show you kind of the things that we are working on and will be doing more too. So that's kind of the goal today, is all of what's happening. What's happening, Piggy? She's looking she's kind of grumpy this morning, I think, a little bit.
I'm working on my second cup of coffee and y'all are talking really fast and furiously and my brain hasn't caught up with that last
See, it's not about everything that she wants to do today, so she's kind of a little less enthused.
I don't have to be spot on. I just have to be
I'm going to try to keep my coffee out of the, middle of the thing.
Try to read these minuscule words on the screen.
Yeah.
But we made enough money to get a new PC or a...
I don't know if it has anything to do with that. I don't know.
I'm ready for a large screen, for like...
We need senior,
like those big...
Senior streamers.
Big phones with big numbers on them.
Yeah, senior streamer.
That's what I need for this screen.
Uh-huh. Well,
So where exactly do I look for these words to appear?
Okay, so there's the...
hello, Robin. Hello. Oh, Jeanette.
But see, they're not really responding back, so I'm hoping...
Okay.
If you guys can hear... Actually, I should check my... thing over here because I can talk to people directly and see. Let's see here. 1 second. Because I'd rather shut it down or restart it, or if we have to. At this point, I'm assuming, because we're getting red lines and whatever, that everybody's here. Oh, there we go. Crafting like crazy birds, I think. Okay, awesome. So you did hear us. Fantastic.
100 cards? Are
oh
you
my goodness,
kidding?
Jeanette. Wow.
Let me see your poor little fingers. This is what is.
You'll have to send her a message. She still doesn't understand that, like, she can't see people in the chat.
I just think that's not really fair.
I guess we just need to start Zoom meetings with our, 5 favorite people and,
Yeah. We'll have you sign up for it. I don't know. Could we get 5 little screens on there?
Yeah, that's how the Zoom thing works. Remember?
No, I don't remember. I've never Zoomed.
We Zoomed once with
did?
With our family, yes.
Oh, God, that was painful.
Well, a little bit because, we have a 3-year-old and that was tricky. So, all right, we're just yammering at this point in time. So,
Yeah.
I think we're going to go ahead and get started. I have these printed out here. These are, you know, papers that I'm going to work on a new project. So, I'm actually going to move those to the side because that stuff I think most of you have seen. If not, you know, go check it out. There's about 50 million different projects using boho because that's what a lot of that is. I'm kind of bohoed out. Going to the dark side with P. But I still have some.
Oh, hell no. She hadn't been there yet.
I am going to do an upcoming spread with this, but it'll be a little bit. Oh, yeah. To continue on a little bit with the boho. So I did this post last night. I don't know if some of you saw this, but oh, man, this was some fun. Look, it doesn't even fit in the entire screen. It's like, oh, there we go. Holy cow. So this thing was really cool. And one of the things that we are working on, part of our what's happening, because I've been using a ton of the washers that P made from the rusty metal video. See, now she's all excited because we're talking about some things that she's very interested in, you know, she took part in. Okay, good. Thank you, Robin. She is hearing us fine. Thank goodness. It's okay. Well, good. We could slow it down a little bit.
It's 8 a.m. there. Oh my!
Yeah,
no, I couldn't even have talked to you at that time of day.
Oh, she was still asleep. Let's all be real. She's retired. It is allowed.
That's right.
See, Robin loves it. She gets up early for us.
Oh, bless your heart.
So anyway, we wanted to make a new set of our awesome, and actually here I should have had some of the little, all right, well, I'll get that stack over there. But we wanted to make it less painful than it was when she did the rusty metal versions of these. So
yes, because I held each little washer in between my fingers and painted it with multiple colors of, you know, spray and.
Okay, so I'm kind of getting low, and I was like, I'm worried. I'm getting low on the washer situation. Some other little tidbits that end up, you know, just oh well. Yeah.
Yes.
And I even got a jewel.
Okay, here's a good one. What is green and goes to a summer camp? A Brussels scout.
Didn't know you were gonna get jokes this morning, did you?
I actually decoupage these onto little spots in my journal. You know, people have to, you know, little wonderful surprise that you discover if you actually look at it.
Yeah. Here, pull it. Sorry, guys. I'm knocking the camera about. I'm kind of still situating here. Okay, so these are the cool rusty metal ones. I'll try to hold some up to the light so you can see. See, you got my. Hold on. Sorry. Ugh, this. Alright, that way I can kind of see what's going on. There we go.
Oh, I like that better, but those words are kind of a lot smaller. I'll have to get closer.
So, there's one of them. And they've been alcohol ink. How's the color on the video today, guys? Just let me know in the chat. I think I've worked out some. I mean, obviously we moved stations, so the lighting on this side of the room is a wee bit different than over there on P's, and we are working on it. From my screen, things look better.
I think it's still a little pale. I think we need to get rid of some of the light. But I don't know if this is really giving me a true.
Yeah, that's always my worry too. Because when I do the watch back, I'm like, oh man, that was not what I remember it being. So let's see if we can do some stuff on the fly here a little bit. I can bump up. I think
just need to dial back your light.
Okay.
And especially that white light, because I think that's what causes the blowouts. Remember, we turned mine completely around over there.
Okay. Well, then I'm just worried that we're not, I guess I can do, I'm going to go up with the exposure here in a second. Keep my stuff where it's at. Hit done.
Now see, there. Push it just a little bit more. Not that one, this one.
How's that? But see, it looks so dark.
Does not look dark.
Oh, junk journal. Oh, hey, Peg's here. Looks good from here, she says.
Excellent.
All right, well, we're going to leave it at that for right now. I feel like I'm kind of in a dark hole, but it looks better on the screen, I guess.
Well, it doesn't look better on that screen, but it looks better on this
Well, this
one.
is the live one. And
Oh,
they
that's the
should be
one there,
exactly...
see it? See?
Yeah, yeah.
They aren't the same. I think this is a very bad computer.
It's not, I don't know that it has to do with the computer. It's more about software. You see, you guys thought you were going to get arty talking.
Now we're techno-talking.
Techno talking.
Yeah, that's a dangerous place for me to go. Show them the paint. Show them the paint.
Okay, so anyway,
Okay, yeah.
bring this back. We're making more washers, and we're trying to do it in a better, less, you know, hand painted one by one situation. So I was like, well, if you paint me a really cool sheet, then I can run it through the Cricut. I mean, the washers before were run through the Cricut. We just cut a plain piece, and then she did them pretty much one by one. She kind of batched them out. I mean, she'd lay them out and ink and...
Then I actually made some really cool tags from backgrounds.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of catch paper during that time because she laid out. But now this one was also done differently because it is made with acrylic paints.
Yes.
And so I was cleaning out Izzy's Play-Doh bin because it is just a hot mess of, I mean, her and Gigi really, they're meant for each other. They organize and keep things about the same, at the same level of...
And we collect sticks.
Yes. So, Gigi P, you know, the creator here, confiscated the empty little Play-Doh tins, which have worked out wonderfully. And so their color actually represents the color that's, you know, imagine that.
And Izzy made me take the lid off of each one to confirm that
to verify.
inside.
And also she was a little bit irked
Yeah.
when she saw. Now she knew that I'd taken them, but she didn't know what they were being used for. So she was a little irked at,
Especially the pink.
yeah, the pink. And that there wasn't Play-Doh inside of them. But we discussed that. Anyway, see, now I'm yammering on about things, but.
Yes, and you know, just to get back to what's really nice about this is I've already added the gel medium.
Look at that. I mean, that's about, you hit like, you know, that's Play-Doh yellow.
But it kind of is. And in this pink I used my new magenta from Golden. So it's really it's bubblegum pink. Well, you can see it on it. Well, you know, I did cover up a lot of the pink because initially I kind of got carried away with the pink.
Oh, that's interesting. How do you get...
You have,
Oh,
you have to pop the air out.
Yeah, I see that. That's interesting. I don't know if you popped the air out of all these.
I'm not really sure that I did either.
But, oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's a better pink than, you know.
But what I have found on the gel plates, and I don't know if you gel plate people out there, please get back to me on this. I actually like the looser paint and the more translucent because I think you get more interesting layers with that.
Oh, that's true.
So I've already prepped this, and now I just have to take.
But what did you mix it with to make this?
That's, well, I mean, it has a whole bunch of stuff in it, but the thing that makes the paint really smooth and easily paintable
Paintable.
is the gel medium. I'll go fetch that. I think I know right where it is. Mariah's got my cart turned around the wrong way. But remember, we were talking about this in the last video and I said, I think I ordered some of this, but this is, you can put that in. This is the stuff that I mix in with it to make it a little more, we start out with really heavy body, and then I mix in that to make it more
paintable.
Paintable.
Well, because I didn't want, I mean, we needed to keep it, this was already a pretty thick sheet of, what was it, Bristol board?
No, that's 140-pound watercolor.
Which I don't know why you use that for.
Hot press smooth.
Yeah, that's some good stuff that we use to make our circles.
well, it is, and I really, you know, as far as painting on the surface, it's really nice because it doesn't wiggle up on you and do funky things. And yeah, it takes the medium well.
So, that's how we create it. And then we're going to do something. I don't know what. Here,
I'm gonna take those away if you want me to.
Yes. Oh, look at that. See that? Professional stacker. We are going to do something with this. So that's why I left it like together. Because I think that this will make a really cool journal page. Maybe a cover. I don't know. But I'm pretty darn excited about just the look of this thing. And its completedness. Because originally I was thinking just making tags out of the leftover end piece, and then it goes really well with, see here's the little, what we call, so they're washers when they're got the hole in them. And then they're the coins, which I have in another stack somewhere. Funny thing is I dropped the entire thing on the floor yesterday after stacking them all nice and wonderful. So, gotta find a proper way to store those. But anyway, yeah, I make the circles and the thing because, like, the other day, oh, and of course that's downstairs, I made the one journal with the magnets. Oh, and Jeanette, I'm so glad you're here because Jeanette's my inspiration for all things magnetic. She showed me the way of the magnet, and things have not been the same since.
No.
I could run down there and get it. I should go run down there and get it.
I'll go. Where is it? Someplace that
on my
can
desk.
Fetch it?
Yeah, on my desk.
Okay.
So that's how I created the little magnet things for that journal, was out of washers and coins. Because this was really great. Like, you can put fabric behind it, and then you sandwich the little magnet in there. So you can do a lot of really cool things with these circles. I've used them for tag holders, and let's see, I think in this one, I'm pretty sure there's one, and this one has been on the shelf for a while, so it might be a little sticky. I promise it has been sealed and waxed, just still the humidity here it's real. But I think there was a washer. No, maybe there wasn't a washer on this one.
Is this what I needed to get?
Yep. There we go. Good. P is back in time.
It was on the light box.
Oh. Wasn't where I said it was. So, I created a little holder thing there. So, the magnet's inside of there. Yes. Jeanette says she's a little magnet crazy too. So, that pops on there. And then these... And one of these days, I'll put, like, little words in here. I just haven't figured out exactly. But it holds... Look at how cool that looks. But it's enough to hold a piece of paper down.
Jeanette says it's a little gray and washed out.
Yeah, here... Man, that was, like...
15 minutes ago?
Yeah, feels like it.
Okay, is it good now, Jeanette?
And she's probably still working on her 100 cards, so she's just listening to us.
And she says it's 5 p.m. then. She's getting tired.
Yes. So, that was the cool thing I was thinking about. You can stack them, and then they can hold things. But this is the fun stuff. Oh, and hey, Peg, see, this is that furry stuff from the yarn you sent. See, we use everything. This was sorry end from pulling off the stringy bits there that I just glued down. But magnets and circles and washers. Good times. That's one of the things that we are working on. Mass production of more washers in a more boho style, which I'm, like I said, about bohoed out. So we may be adding some inks to these to tone them back and
knock back that Easter egg.
And they need to be embossed, because that's the other thing that we do to them, is emboss them.
Embossing helps a lot.
Yeah. And then this has like some of that. See, this is what's nice about being on my side, is I have all the inks and everything.
Yeah, that's some good stuff.
Yeah.
And I think you can still get that. We did get that at Tuesday mornings back before COVID, but...
Well, there are different ones. Like, we have the Braillery stuff. It's basically just, you know, the glitter ink business.
Oh, that doesn't have any glitter in it.
This?
Remember,
Yes, it does.
I made... Is that the...
That's that crazy green.
Yeah, but it's subtle.
Yeah, it's not quite as zingy as the other brand.
And if you put it on very, very strong, it will come off unless you should cut
Oh, yes.
I don't know what I did with that.
That's why any of them that do have a bit of green to them really were, oh yeah.
Remember that stuff? Oh man.
We had green on all sorts of things in the
Right,
studio. I'm like, oh my God.
Where is this coming from?
We need to contain the green. It is getting on all sorts of things. And yeah, she had made like a...
That was a really neat... It was kind of wavy and...
Yeah, that was during the card time. We were making card things. But anyway.
It's in a box somewhere.
In a box somewhere. It's been bagged and tagged. Only to be seen when, you know, we're looking for something else. Ooh, that's what I need is
put it on Facegram.
Facegram. Oh, I told Brad about that last night. He chuckled. Okay, what else are we working on? Envelopes. Sort of envelopes. And an idea of probably what we're going to do on... Yes, the magnet thing, I highly recommend it. It's life-changing, Peg. I mean, you can magnetize... You can put magnets on all sorts of things, and then it makes it fun because you're like, ooh, it's just floating there. But then you can move it around, and then you can flip it. I mean, I've made... Well, and even the... So Peg and I did a collaboration, and the little toilet paper... Here, I'll show that, because that's in that same journal. This is kind of a combination of all my awesome, most favorite things to do. This little journal here. But I magnetized this because you don't want it, because this is pretty heavy too. So you can hear a little bit of the, and it's just enough to keep it there in place, holds it. Plus it makes that cool little snappy noise.
Yeah, Izzy likes that.
Yeah. It's good stuff, people. Good stuff. Magnetizing your pockets. Why not? Hey, and then if you find certain things, so it's funny because these actually... the magnets will hold to these paper clips. And there are certain, yeah, and then there are certain other things.
Well, that means they actually have metal in them.
Yeah. It's the good stuff.
Good to know.
Yeah, there you go. All right. I do need something to put these washers in.
Would you like me to get an envelope?
May I have an envelope, please? The envelope, please. Yes, that would be super. See, this was my... It works great for the little ones because they stay on there. But I forgot that the big ones would fall through, and then I let go, and then it just fell all over the floor. And
oh yeah, and you have a stack over here.
yeah, those should be the coins.
Oh, these are the coins.
Yeah.
Yeah, here. You're gonna have to find something else to do with your confetti because I need this container.
Oh. Well, what? I need more of these little...
Oh, look how cute these are with the envelopes.
Yeah, they look good. Here.
The blue's not exactly spot on. But
I don't think that matters. Necessarily.
But see, you can see the color in the coins better than you can
Yeah. So, these need to be embossed. They're not quite done.
Should I get another envelope so you can...
I would like to keep them separated because trying to dig them out is a whole other thing. Like, I'll put the little ones in there. And then all the big ones. Okay. And the cool thing is like, if we do ink them, which maybe that's something we'll do on Friday, is have some of these out to ink them and see how they turn.
I want to emboss them so that some of the distressing ink can possibly go into
And
the
then
little cracks and crevices.
Yeah, and it pushes it. So, that's, I think we'll put that on the schedule for Friday of one of the things that we'll demo is inking these. And then what we do, so if you kind of have it all ready to go, you ink them, and while they are still sort of damp, you put them in the embossing folder and run them through. And some of these inks do some really crazy things when they are compressed, and their color changes dramatically, and then it pushes them out. That was kind of, we're like, oh, wow, that's some interesting stuff. We learned that when we were doing, like, the flower cards and doing a lot of those flowers because we were trying to hurry up and get them done. So it was a happy accident upon figuring out that if you do it when they're still slightly damp, you get different results.
A bit of a residue in your folder. So you
Hey, and
clean them up in between.
And Peg showed a really, really cool thing with the toilet paper sheets, inking on the embossing folder, which that was one of our mind-blowing, oh my god, that was amazing. Why hadn't we thought of that moments? And we will definitely be implementing that into some of, maybe even trying it with some of these washers.
Well, I want to try it with my rice paper.
Ooh, so you can get really thin sheets of metal and sandwich with paper. Okay, hold on here. All right, so thin sheets of metal, sandwich with your paper, then your magnet.
Oh, will attach to the
whatever can go anywhere on the page. Oh. You know, I'd been thinking about that, but then I was like, well, what's thin enough? I need to get something that, you know, obviously aluminum foil is not going to work because aluminum doesn't
and copper either.
No, so you have to thin sheets of.
I don't know.
Well, you would like it if it. I'm sure we could dig through some of your old rusty metal stuff and just put a warning. Please make sure you're up on your tetanus shots.
Sharp edges.
Sharp rusty edges. Although I guess we could probably seal it and it would still work.
This is true. I don't know that I want to give up any of my rusty metal.
Okay, she found 1 millimeter thin sheets on it. Of course. All right. Well, stuff I'll be looking for later. Thanks, Jeanette. Okay. Those look awesome with that, so I probably should just keep those in with that.
Confetti.
Yes, and she told me that I can't keep the little container.
I have designs for that.
Here, look, I have a weird, already confetti-ish, which was a cough syrup. See, we don't throw anything away here.
Yeah, we went through a lot of that cough syrup. I don't know, last year?
Oh, yes, that's stupid, never-ending. I think we just kept passing around to one another.
Yeah, and I think it mutated in the
yes.
process.
Sure, you guys wanted to hear all about that. That's good stuff. Okay, putting those to the side. Okay, so talking envelopes. See, isn't this thing cool? This leads into the envelope thing. So we're doing this cool thing over in one of the Facebook groups of building out some pages, and then everybody puts together their own. It's a circle journal thing. We're very excited about it. After working out some horrendously scary shipping prices. Oh my goodness. I think things have just gotten crazier. But anyway, we're just shipping things regularly, and fingers crossed everything makes it and it gets there when it gets there. That is the gist of that. But in all of working that out, we came across, so I'm kind of a little bit of an envelope hoarder. Like, it's kind of one of my things that I like some envelopes. And I love transparent vellum anything for all sorts of stuff, but I really love the envelopes. And it was cool because it was the perfect size that I needed, because I got these on clearance last year. And I don't love making cards that are 6x9, but it turned out that it was the perfect size for these journal pages that we're sending. And then I was like, well, but we need to make it look kind of better than it does.
Without a lot of weight.
Without a lot of weight.
So that kind
What is the thing, mother of all invention?
Necessity.
There we go. Yes. Necessity is the mother of all invention.
You're not going to fold it.
I'm not going to fold it.
Please don't.
I'm just going to try to give a little representation here. I'll just shove it in like this. I hope that enough of it gets in there. But we came across the fact that the jelly prints that Mom's been doing, mono
Jeanette,
printing.
do you recognize the lace that we're using now? Yeah, that's my next goal. Is I need to do some higher contrast.
Yeah.
See, that's just kind of getting lost in the...
Well, and it actually isn't. It's just, again, we're just fighting with this lighting, and I don't want to, again, blow it out, but you can see it. And it's subtle, which was pretty nice, too, because then you can put your label and...
It does show up better in the white ones.
Yes.
The white envelopes.
But she's not allowing me to fold it, so
No.
she's not giving me a lot
She
to
can't,
work
because
with.
I'm probably going to take it out of the middle, the piece that we're going to use.
But anyway, that's one of the other things. Plus, we also want to go ahead and see about printing on these. So that might be something else that we do this Friday, is printing on these.
On the vellum. Has anybody done that?
I'm sure
Jelly?
Robin has.
Jelly printers?
Yeah. Robin,
Have you printed on
she's printed on
the
everything.
vellum?
She just needs to tell us about how, some do's and don'ts, and I'm sure. But we want to check that out to see about printing on directly on them. Then that way we don't have to add more weight to the envelope. Because when you're shipping...
That is a definite factor.
Yeah. I mean, huge. To do like a flat rate to the UK was almost
ounce.
$40.
Yeah, every ounce is like another stamp.
Well, yes, that's just regular, Happy Mail, snail mail is 1 stamp per ounce. But, yeah. Use non-permanent tape to put it on thicker pieces of paper, then run it through. That's what Jeanette says.
Oh.
Oh, that's for the magnet. Oh, and then Robin says she hasn't printed on the vellum. So, all right, something new. This will be exciting for all of us.
We're having technical difficulties with our lighting.
Yeah.
Like the ceiling light.
I think that the light bulb shook loose because of the fan.
And it kinda
Somebody's just got to get on a
have
ladder.
a strobe effect there. We could get you all disco dancing or something. Now see, there's a white envelope.
Well, yeah.
And the pink is very much more transparent.
So we're going to have a lot of fun on Friday with these envelopes, I think, because there's yellow, orange, we've got the gold. See, and I was really obsessed with these square ones. Then when you figure out that you're going to be mailing out invitations in a square envelope, then you're like, oh, well, that was a terrible idea, because postage is more. So, great for handing out invitations, terrible for...
You're messing up my order there. I had those all.
I know, I'm sorry.
Very.
I did.
Now put that down underneath the pink so you can see.
Well,
It looks kind of pinky right now, but put it,
see, and it's double there because I can't.
if you use the flap, you can get some
Oh.
better idea. It's just
Okay.
single
Yes,
layer.
there we go. You're killing me, lady. Killing me. But some fun stuff can be happening there. Plus, we're interested, like I said, we'll print on some of these too. I have a few. Did this for a wedding invitation.
This one goes
plain.
with that one.
Ooh, see that's kind of the more or less where we're heading with this holes.
Yes, the high contrast.
A high contrast.
Need something more.
Don't touch for a bit once it goes through.
Ah.
Yes and done. Okay. Oh, for fine printing on the... Okay. Sorry. My person that's supposed to be reading the chat can't read the chat. So I'm kind of doing dual things here, people. Sorry.
Don't touch. Yeah, especially when you have, like...
All right, you've got to read it to me.
Okay.
Or at least answer out.
Okay. Don't touch for a bit once it goes through. Yes, ma'am, I do understand that, because when you use this retardant so that you have more working time on your plate, yeah.
Yeah, did you read what Jeanette just wrote there?
Uh-huh, I did.
It's so true.
Just can't get good help these days. Wasn't that the truth?
I'm a way better helper.
Oh, she is, and I'm like, maybe we should just get
Ooh, look,
like...
this one's very Christmassy.
No, it's not.
It's very Christmassy.
Okay, Bo. Those are not Christmas colors. That's like olive green there,
Hey,
and it's orangey.
it might not be traditional Christmas, but it's Christmas, lady. Hello, Felicia. Felicia's here. She just popped in.
Where is she?
Right here down the very bottom. See,
Oh.
the latest comment is here. So, see, if you've read up and you keep us up to date on our chat, then you only have to pay attention to the very bottom.
Well, I'll give my glasses like a wash off.
That could be extremely helpful.
Sometimes I think I'm going blind, then I wash my glasses and I'm going, oh my gosh, whole new world out there.
So yeah, I think the clearish ones. This one has it's the pearlized.
No, pearlized really is horrible as far as the camera is concerned.
Is it doing terrible
well,
things?
It's like the
I don't think that's too bad.
metallic paint. It's like really good in real life, but not so much on.
So anyway, I think you guys get the point.
Here, you have to show them this one, because this one really does show through. That's even the 2 layers. But
Okay.
see, that's also not pearlized. It's
Yeah.
just plain.
Yeah, the big pinky. But this is our next, and I'm excited about, doing the printing on the vellum. The gel plate printing. So maybe, Jeanette, were you actually talking about, like, printing from the inkjet? Because I have done that.
Yeah.
And you are spot on with that. You just got to let it dry, and have found out, because this was just a recent aha, and I was like, well, of course it would. But the Tim Holtz stuff that I always use for everything, and I think Gigi, look, you've taken off with it.
I have it because I was going to do my card.
Anyway, the distress glaze stuff that you use for like the alcohol inking, and we use it for all sorts of things. And I think it just falls under that whole, there's some waxy, oily something or other in it. But it also works brilliantly. In fact, I put some of it, because on this one, this is a metallic paper, which acts very similarly to when you print like on vellum. And one of the things that I used to do was actually, I would use the Mod Podge to seal over. But vellum does not always love, they don't react well to each other. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't.
They go wobbly.
But typically it goes very wonky. Do you have Mountain? I'll show them what I'm talking about rather than just yammering on about it. And I was a bit sad because that actually really irked me. Oh, it did go very badly here in, and I was pissed. I have pictures of it before I, ruined it.
Well, I'm not sure that.
Alright, so this was the one that, okay. I used the Tim Holtz Distress Glaze. This. On here. Because what's also funny is certain colors from the inkjet printer dry or set better than others. Because if you get anything, if you're fingers are ever so slightly, if you clammy hands or anything, it will start to bring up the ink again. But once you have the Distress Glaze on it, everything seems to be pretty good after that. So I am very pleased about that, because then I could keep the vellum as is. I printed on it. Things were wonderful. I did not think about that or do that. See, this one's good. Did that on that one. It was the earlier on. We can all cry together. This poor sad thing. So this is one of those moments that I'd put the, obviously, so see, on the back side is the vellum. And now it's all flattened out and looks way better than it once did. But of course there's also just a regular piece that, and then that darn brushos. Wah, wah, wah. Look at it. It bled over here ever so slightly. I swear, there was probably one speck of just moisture in the air, or it was probably from the glue, from it drying. And that stupid brushos came through, even on, well, I probably hadn't Mod Podged it yet. That's...
I think you just need to learn how to live with those happy
yeah,
accidents.
well, it kind of looks like blood spatter. That's okay. Anyways, these are the moments where I'm like, oh, that's very frustrating. Also, but very happy, because now I just use the Distress Glaze on the printed vellum, especially with the purples, reds. Those colors tend to not dry as well or set on the vellum. Anyway, I'll move that to the side. So, that is papers, and we'll be doing that on Friday. Fun, fun, gel print. And maybe even I will go ahead and have a couple of them. That might be interesting if I print some inkjet stuff
Oh, like
on them.
from things that we already have?
And then we can see how that plays out a little bit. Or maybe I just run like a test sheet just to show people more or less what I'm talking about. Let me know in the chat if you guys are interested in that. I always love a good experiment and a little chart.
Ah, Distress Glaze will wreck your pins. So do it last.
Yes, I think that's what you were sort of... Alright, so it's funny that you say that, Robin, because I think she got a little crazy with the Distress Glaze.
Well, it was with the acrylic paints. I didn't let it dry. Yeah. But what I did is I grabbed a baby wipe and cleared off the tip real quick.
Yeah, she got to it pretty quick. But no, the other thing was is that, like, when you... Anything on your desk over there is not... I mean, this stuff...
I couldn't get the tape to stick.
Nothing will stick to it, and it gunks things up. Yeah. You are right about that.
But you can Mod Podge over the top of it, because I did accidentally do that on some of my cards.
It made it really slick.
Did
it stay?
Yeah.
Because on that one page, I had... I had put this down. The glue didn't stick to it. And I tell you what, glitter glue will pretty much stick to everything. But it did not stick to this because... Here, sorry guys, I keep bringing this out, but like I said, this has examples of all... This is the Book of Mariah. That's all my bag of tricks in it. So I had originally put down the Distress Glaze on the blue paper. Because it's like, maybe that's just enough to do what I wanted it to do, which was like just keep the color and it sort of tones it. Not really tones it. What's the right word? This blue was too much in a way. And I knew that this was going to bleed it out. I just slightly. It's not even probably worth talking about, but I knew that that's what it was going to do. And I wanted that to happen with this particular one. Because it's printed, so therefore you could see a little bit of the dots, the resolution. It's the best way for me to explain that. And I knew by doing a little bit of this, it was just going to buff it out ever so slightly. But then I went ahead and I wanted to Mod Podge it. But I went ahead and tried to glue down the little pocket, and it won't glue. And then I went ahead and Mod Podge. That was kind of the progression of like trying to seal it and then keep the color the way I wanted. Because that's the other thing, is that this does pump up the color a bit too. Because it's got that oily finish to it. Slightly. It's not crazy, which I like. So, some thoughts and more uses to the distress glaze that probably, you know, we're always finding new ways to use products that that's not what it was meant for. Or maybe it was. Anyway, good stuff with all of that. P has gone off and left me. Going to be more of those. Now, let's talk purple papers. And so, Jeanette, hopefully you'll be able to chime in when you want. I'm trying to figure out, and you guys would be very, very helpful. It would be super duper awesome if you can kind of let me know. So here's one of the purple papers that's coming up in the next set, which was based on the boho set that I do love. I really do love this set of papers. It's just really cool to use this for all sorts of things. Like, you can cut this out. I've used it. Any of you that have had mail from me know that I love the flowers and put it on envelopes. And I, again, used it in the boho one. And so these were some of the cutout flowers, and then there's some of the actual papers. So I'm hoping that I'm going to get the same kind of use out of the purple set. But I would like to include some cool little things to cut out. So any thoughts and suggestions on that would be so much appreciated. Things that you're like, oh, I wish I had a set of purples and it included, you know what, like just the flowers by themselves. So then like you could add them on top. I mean, that's an idea. I could even include a file with just, I don't know if I can do separate PNGs or make the, I'd have to work that out, but I could certainly do just flat or solid stencil-like things, because I think that these are going to go so well together that you could either cut them out or use it for those of you that are into using files to create cut stencils. And we have a video for that. Like, if you want to know exactly how we do it, I have a video for that. Go check it out. Just not right now. Later. But I can include that in there as well. Or these could, like I said, just a page of different things that you could kind of cut out and create the little embellishments here and there. More pockets. Like, what are some of your favorite pockets? That would be really fun. I saw the other day that in one of the Facebook groups, somebody had made these like huge teardrop leaf looking, like they'd cut them out. Actually, I can draw it for you, what the shape was. And I thought that that was really neat, and I could do that with some of the patterns. So it was just a, you know, a big leaf like that. But then she'd used them as pockets, so you can stuff things, and then she had them sort of stacked, and you could do things like that. I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, comment. Purple is, oh, crowns and jewels. I could do some jewels. Izzy loves the jewels.
I do.
Oh, Gigi loves them too. And hopefully you probably sound like a little mouse in the background, crinkling and crackling, and she's snacking. So flowers and jewels. I like that idea. Maybe some various sizes, because you could even like do jeweled pockets. That'd be fancy. Jeweled pockets, Gigi.
Did you see that book that I shared with makers and mixed?
What book?
The jeweled
Yes.
accordion journal made, and the spine looked like.
No, it turned into a bracelet. Did you not understand that?
No, I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
Well, hot damn. Everything. I'm into some bracelets.
Okay. See, Felicia, you're so thinking along our lines. She
What
said
is-
so some of the washers, and actually, I could even include in the set of papers circles, so that way it's like sort of done. And if you wanted to cut them, you could. And maybe I offered the cut files as something free over on our website, because I can't do it through Etsy. Etsy just drives me nuts on that whole end of things. And the fact that I can't just upload one file to make my life easier. I hope you're listening, Etsy. Because, yeah, they're totally watching my stream. But maybe if we all get together and, like, you know, send them some comments, it would be so lovely if they would just not cap their downloadable thing. Some people get real angry about having to download it in the way that they do. But anyway, digress. It's a whole other thing on the whole printables end of it. But I could offer these cut files to match up to some of the pages, so you could either have them cut out the individual flowers for you or cut the circles and things. That'd be fun. There we go. Oh, hey, Carrie. Oh, she's just popping in. Hey, that is totally fine. We appreciate you popping in and saying hello. I watched your, she did her stencil burning video. She dropped that today, I think, this morning, right?
I haven't watched
Well,
it.
because it just dropped this morning.
Well, I want to watch that.
Yeah, and
I'm very interested in that.
she used the soldering iron.
Oh, holy cow, really?
Yeah, it seemed to go quite well.
What about the fumes?
She said that you should probably be worried about that a little bit.
Oh.
Do it in a well-ventilated area. So, there you go.
Well, we can ventilate.
All right, Carrie. Thanks for stopping in.
Thanks, Carrie. I'll watch your video.
So, all right. That's kind of where we're at with papers. And I thought about even bringing in some mixing, you know, that I usually will bring in some other papers. Here's kind of what I was thinking with the lace, because I love the lace. And the lace and the jewels and washers, I think, would all be awesome together. That's what they're saying in the chat.
Yeah.
Well, as far as, like, so Felicia had suggested doing the washers, and then you could put, like, actual jewels, like the little...
Those diamond things. Okay. That will not be something I'm doing.
No, she doesn't listen. She's over here doing other things.
I have a really short attention span for this kind of stuff.
She doesn't like to chat about things as much.
If my hands are not busy and I'm not doing something, then I'm not really...
I don't know. I'm so in love with... I'm so in love with this. And I know it's a mess. I am, but it's so pretty. And I love it. I love the texture of it. Would people be horrified if I included something like this in a paper set? Please comment. Just go, yeah, Mariah, that's your part.
Everybody wants a paper towel with some stuff on it.
Well, what if you can't, you know, I don't know.
Well, there are some paper towels that I have that we used that, whatever that ink was, and it halos.
Yeah.
When it dries.
Yeah, it's kind of litmus. It's like the litmus test. So it like pulls out the different.
And it does look very cool.
So I love this. Now, of course, the glittery stuff is not going to. It doesn't. What's the word I'm trying to say?
I don't think I got that.
It doesn't happen like in digital, but we have a solution for that, which is using Clearo watercolors. You can add sparkle back in, and that brings me, and I swear I did not have this queued up like this, but it's pretty darn brilliant. So one of the papers from, and the funny thing is this started out, the original paper, the actual, was in Mountain Sunrise. And all of these kind of dull, spotty areas are actually the metallic, the Clearo watercolors. And it made me a little sad because I'm like, I want to offer this to people because it's such a cool, even just the spots and everything. And then that's where we came up with the video on showing, hey, even though this is a copy, you can add the sparkle back into it. And I kind of wish Becky was here. I'm sure she's probably working, but if you are here in the chat and just haven't said anything, Becky, please chime in. Because I did send her some papers and I went ahead and did a little bit of the sparkle to it to show that it can be added back in. So that's why I don't mind putting these in the paper sets if people are using them and loving them. Now they love the ink. I mean, obviously, here. But I think a lot of printables are that way. I mean, that's what they're about. They're tons of things, but I think including some of the paper towel, I mean, it's so us, right? A decorative paper towel is just as good as the coffee dyed ones I'm making use. All right, awesome. I think I'm going to include some of these, or maybe make them into pockets. I'll do a little bit more finish work on them.
2 or 3 bags full of them.
Yes. Because, well, what if you don't have the stencil? Like, you could probably create this, but what if, our whole idea is that what if you're brand new to junk journaling? Okay, you're driving me crazy with that. Do you guys hear her over there just buffing her cards? She's driving me nuts. Ugh. I love you. So.
Well, you know, I'm sure that there are people out there that feel the same way. They're just like, I already know that. I don't want to know any more about that.
Well, but then I think that, and you guys, again, comment, let us know, are you interested in printable papers that you could collage with, that you don't have to bust everything out? And our whole idea was that, you know, for people that are just getting started, it's a great way to introduce these techniques or this look to your journals, both art and junk journaling. I don't know that it's technically junk journaling, but, you know, journaling of any sort. It allows you to add more creative mixed media look without having to create, because, I mean, we know it. God, you should see this place. It's full of just things, and, you know, if you're going to create these backgrounds, it requires a lot of different products, and I think that not everybody, either wants to do that, and this would give them the opportunity to do that. That's my thought. Anyway, those are how I come about thinking about what papers to make and how much of this type of stuff to add versus just, you know, pretty, which I love these. I'm so in love with this. And thank you, Jeanette, once again, for sending us awesome lace that we have now turned into one of our most favorite patterned papers sort of thing. So I think that kind of covers everything that we are thinking about doing. If you guys want to just get back to me, even just chat with me later or whatever about things that you want to see in any of these paper sets. But I think we're going to keep it short today because it was just more of a, you know, what's happening, chit chat. If you do have things and you think of it later or want to comment below, you can come back to the video and let us know if there are particular little embellishments that you want to see.
Never knew that
Lace could go
so far.
Hi.
Oh, it just keeps on giving. I mean, and actually, the more layers of
yes,
you add to it, the better it is.
Where's...
Now, I'm sure it's going to get to a point where it's all clogged up and I'll have to, but, you know, I don't let Mariah use it because I did let her have a piece. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
In her journal? Did you see it, Jeanette?
I don't know if Jeanette saw that or not, but here.
Yeah.
And look at how much it's already faded out. This is one sucky thing about using the alcohol inks. Like, you get instant awesome color and it dries fast. but it is going to fade. I mean, I'm kind of okay with that for the most part, but it is something to keep in mind that if you want long-lasting color results, because even look at that. I mean, that has faded back greatly. And these were the color sprays. Oh, so it's so funny, Felicia, here, you'll laugh about this. One of my most favorite color sprays to use is one that I got in the clearance bin at one of the, you know, the craft stores. And it's the edible, because Felicia makes cookies and other awesome, beautiful baked good things. So I use this. It does not, because this is what was used here, it does not hold up well either, like as far as retaining. What is that? The color.
It doesn't.
It's not color, or it's color fast.
Yeah.
Right?
Color fast means that it stays.
Okay, it is not color fast. There we go. I knew that. That's what I have her for. Gigi. P. The P. The P and M.
Oh, that just looks so good.
All right, guys. So that's like I said. I think we're good. Let me know. I could even do lace pockets, stuff like that. If you think about it, text me, comment. If you're new here and you liked what we were doing, this isn't exactly what we do every time. We do actually do more tutorial technique stuff, but I like to talk about some of the things too to get your input, because I think that's more of what the live sessions are about versus we can do process videos and get them quick and done and show you how to do things. This is our opportunity to interact with you, find out what things that you're doing and how we can help do those things. Here's what the little scratchy mousey.
Don't sit there and twist it 14 times. Just
here. And I'm holding it still.
But see, there she goes. She just can't help it. She's gonna twist that booger.
Because I want to make sure that, you know, at some point in time, at some angle, you get the loveliness of it. And then that she has been over here buffing these cards for like the last 15 minutes.
Hey, you know?
But look at how beautiful those are. Oh, and then that's the other thing, I think. Aren't we going to come in and do some more detail work? Are you going to show some of your more detail work?
Just for people that don't know where to start, I decorated paper towel. Never do that. Okay, well, I think we've read all the comments. Jeanette, are you still there? I'm thinking about using that lace again on the gel plate for Friday. What is this? What did she say?
Every time I make a video, I'm going to think about P saying don't twist it 14 times. Hey, you know, if that's a legacy that we're going to leave, Felicia, I'm okay with that.
God, my neck, I have whiplash because I'm trying to keep up with the angle of her twisting, and I'm like, Mariah, don't do that.
All right, so this morning, and I promise, we really are going to leave, but I want to tell this really quick. So this morning, we're talking about, like, eventually, someday, when we have it down about how to do these process videos and such, I want to do a video about that. I know it is not necessarily art-related, but here, a lot of you that are in the chat or have been coming in and out are fellow YouTubers or fellow video makers, and I think that's a huge part of our community. So I'm going to start making some notes and ideas and things and such that will help others make, you know, better videos, because again, we love showcasing our makes, our projects, our journals, everything that we make. And some people, I think, they're a little intimidated by the whole thing, and really, you know, sometimes all you need is an iPhone or phone to take the video, but there are little tips and tricks. So I'm going to leave it on that note. We are still learning ourselves. One of these days I'm going to get the lighting right. One of these days. I have, you know, I have lists of light kits that I want, but everything is a little out of the budget at this moment in time.
We need a new computer.
Gigi thinks it's the computer. I don't think it's the computer. So, love you guys. Thank you. If you haven't and you are new, please subscribe to the channel. We are doing both process videos, tutorial videos, flip throughs, all sorts of things. And if there is something in particular you want to see, please comment below. Like this video, it does help us. And we will see you guys on Friday. We will be at P's desk and showing you how to do things. See you then, guys. Bye.
Bye.